Hi guys, I'm trying something different tonight and the next few nights. I'm going to be reading from the politically correct bedtime stories. I'm going to read one story every night, and tonight I'm going to start with The Little Red Riding Hood. Here was once a young person named Red Riding Hood who lived with her mother on the edge of a large wood. One day, her mother asked her to take a basket of fresh fruit and mineral water to her grandmother's house. Not because this was a woman's work, mind you, because the deed was generous and helped gender a feeling of community. Furthermore, her grandmother was not sick, but rather in fully physical and mental health, and was fully capable of taking care of herself as a mature adult. Okay, so Riding Hood set off with her baskets through the woods. Many people believed that the forest was a forbidding, dangerous place. Never set foot in it, but Red Riding Hood, however, was confident enough in her own budding sexuality that obvious Freudian imagery did not intimidate her. On the way to Grandma's house, Red Riding Hood was escorted by a wolf who asked her what's in her basket. She replied, "Some healthy snacks for my grandmothers, and who was certainly capable of taking care of herself as a mature adult." The wolf said, "You know, my dear, it is safe for a little girl to go through these woods alone." It isn't safe to go through these little woods alone. Red Rider said, "I find your sexiest remark offensive in the extreme, but I will ignore it because of your traditional status as an outcast from society, the stress of which has caused you to develop your own entirely valid worldview. Now, if you excuse me, I must be on my way." Red Riding Hood walked on along the main path because his status outside society had freed him from slavish adherence to linear Western-style thought. The wolf knew a quicker route to grandmother's as he burst into the house and ate grandma an entire valid course of action, such as himself. Then, unhampered by rigid, untraditional notions of what masculine or feminine, he put on grandma's clothes and crawled into bed. Red Riding Hood entered the cottage and said, "Grandma, I have brought you some fat-free, sodium-free snacks to slate you in the role of a wise, nurturing matriarch." From the bed, the wolf said softly, "Come closer, child, so I might see you." Red Riding Hood said, "Oh, I forgot you are as optically challenged as a bat." "Grandma, what eyes you have! These they have seen much and forgiven much, my dear." "Grandma, what a big nose you have, only relatively, of course, certainly attractive in its own way." "I smelt much and forgiven much, my dear." "Grandma, what big teeth you have," the wolf said. "I am happy with who I am and what I am, and I leaped out of bed." He grabbed Red Riding Hood in his claws, intent on devouring her. Red Riding Hood screamed, not out of alarm, but at the wolf's apparent tendency towards cross-dressing because of his willful invasion of her personal space. Her screams were heard by a passing woodchopper person, a log fuel technician as he preferred to be called. When he burst into the cottage, he saw the melee and tried to intervene, but as he raised his axe, Red Riding Hood and the wolf both stopped. "And just what do you think you're doing?" asked Red Riding Hood. The woodchopper person blinked and tried to answer, but no words came out. "Bursting in here like a Netherland, trusting your weapon to do your thinking for you," she exclaimed. "Sexist, speciest. How dare you assume that women and wolves can't solve their own problems without a man?" When she heard Red Riding Hood's impassioned speech, Grandma jumped out of the wolf's mouth, seized the woodchopper's axe, and cut his head off. After the ordeal, Red Riding Hood, Grandma, and the wolf felt a certain commonality of purpose. They decided to set up an alternative household based on mutual respect, cooperation, and live together in the woods happily ever after. Okay, hope you guys like the story of Red Riding Hood, a politically correct version. Okay, guys, take care and so long.